I am back, y'all. My bad for the inconvenience, the little break I had. But just getting my shit together, working out. But I'm back to it's different. I'm gonna call this one Untold by me. So this round I'm gonna be telling stories of what I've been through, or shit that means a lot to me. I'm gonna start with one person that means a whole lot to me. This is my boy Ab. Everybody know him as Lucci, shot that Lucci, whatever you want to call him. But for me, this is my boy Ab, and this friendship started in 2014. So how can I put this? 2014. That was a rough year for me growing up. I'm 33 now. At the time, I was I gotta do my math. 22. Damn, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah. So that was a lesson very fucking But so the first time I actually caught sight of him, I used to work at a grocery store. I'm not saying the name. I'm not saying no names. I'm not putting nobody on. You know what I mean? That's not me. Even though I should. So by the time I clock out, I'm leaving out. And I used to always, every time I cross the street, like I would cross this Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, and I would see him. Like he got his, he just walking. I see him, and big poppy boy, probably like, I say 6'3", 250 at the time. So I'm 6'1" myself. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, all right. I just peep him. I don't know. I just analyze. I like analyze. He just looked angry every time, like he was in a crazy ass mood. I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I just noticed him every time I walk past him every day. He never said nothing, but I just noticed him. So I see him. I go through the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, and I see him with the the grocery store gear on. But he just walking past, and I know it. Like I'm walking past, and I'm looking at him like at the time, you know how you can't judge a book by its cover. That was my thing. Like I judged the book by its cover, but I was dating somebody I used to work with in the store, so I was going through some little things with her, or whatever, and yeah, it was bad. It was like it was a breaking point. And I just feel like he showed up in the nick of time. But I'm gonna get to that. But boy, like when I tell you everybody was on her top, yeah, everybody was on it. So it was like we going through our shit, and then I'm hearing stories of other people. Anyway, she tell me about this boy, and she goes to describe, I go chill with her one day, and she's telling me these stories, and she like, this is one new worker, whatever. The whole time she's talking to me and telling me these things, I'm heated. My blood is boiling. Yeah, she's telling me this shit, and mind you, she's got a smile on her face, big as hell. So it's just like, what you smiling so hard for? I don't understand. But this is what I'm thinking in my head, because I ain't trying to start shit. Like you get a little too excited, mind you. Like I said, we going through our issues. I'm like, yeah. I'm looking at her like, you trying to throw this shit in my face or something? Like, fuck is going on? But she telling me this shit, and she describe, like, I'm like, what do he look like? I'm like, what he look like? So literally the same exact nigga I seen, she described, and it was him. But she going on, and I'm looking at her. Mind you, I'm just like this the whole time, like, yeah. But she going on telling the story. Mind you, she still got this big ass smile on her face. And like I said before, a whole lot of niggas is on her top. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together, like, oh, this another motherfucker. Like, I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Another motherfucker on her head. Mind you, like I said, we gonna do our shit. There was one day she told me, she was like, yeah, he going overnight, so I think you gonna be working with him. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's get it. So she told me exactly what day he's supposed to be starting, whatever, and what time he's starting. I'm like, the time, the time and all that. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, I'm really like, I'm waiting on him. I'm like, all right, baby, another one. He come in and he go, he walked past my aisle at first. He walked past my aisle and like I seen him. Once I seen him, I'm like, all right, bet. So once he walked past my aisle, I go to the aisle he walked in. Mind you, I said I started at 11. He didn't come in at the time, like it was a new schedule or some shit going on. He wasn't coming in there till like 12:45. I'm like, what is the point? And like, I mean, I get it, but it's just like, I don't know, they was cutting hours or whatever. I don't know what was going on. But anyway, he came in, it was like 12:45, something like that. He go over to the next aisle. He passed my aisle, went to the next aisle. And so he over there, he busted it up with this boy. Oh man, that's another story. I was literally on some, you want to work? I guess, like, if you don't, I got it myself type shit. Like that's the type of time I was on. I just came off as an asshole from the rip because my thoughts, you know what I mean? Because of the situation. He looked at me, he was like, dang. Like, I didn't know this at the time, but he told me, like, I wasn't paying it no mind, but he told me, he was just like, damn, like, what I do to you? So eventually, like, we working and then like literally like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes into working with him. Like at first I was upset, I was mad or whatever. I'm probably exaggerating. Probably was longer than 10 or 15 minutes, but I tell you, within that shift, like, this nigga became my homie. Like, when I tell you, like, the laughs he gave me and the shit that I needed, like, that, he was there. Like, I knew from that moment on, I was like, from that night, this is my nigga, like, for real. And it was time, like, don't get me wrong, like, it wasn't that night. Like, I had trust issues, so it was like that night I knew he was my homie, but I didn't know. So I'm like, hold up. Like, he was telling me, like, yo, like, you gotta chill, we gotta chill outside of work. I'm like, yeah, I'll think about it. This, I was brushing it off, whatever. And then like, he was just on some, he's like, bro, like when I called, like, answer the phone. Like, he would call me and I would just be like, yeah, I'm tired, I'm about to go to sleep. I used to, like, on some real shit, avoid him, not because of him, but it's just like I've been through so much, so I didn't know what the fuck was, like, I didn't know who to trust. But he just kept egging me on, like, yo, talk to me, dog, what's going on? And it was one day, and this was solidified, this was my boy. One day, I leave work one day, and she, like, a lot was going on, and I just say I crashed out, and yeah, he was there. He, like, as I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to call, and I called him. He told me, and come through. I went through, and I'll never forget it. When I tell you, like, that first day I worked with him, and I got to know him through that shift, and he opened up to me, and I opened up to him, and it was just like, He had this is why you cannot judge a book by its cover, because he was going through the same shit that I was going through. Like you think you're going through something until you meet somebody that's going through something worse than you. And it's like, to this day, he think I'm strong. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I try to be. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot, this is the first story I'm telling, but there's gonna be more to come. Trust me. But this is just the first, because he means a lot. He means a lot to me. This is my boy for real. So this is why I'm telling this story first, because if it wasn't for him, nigga probably wouldn't even be here for real. Like he changed my mindset. Like he was doing music, and like when I tell you he was opening up to me and I'm opening up to him, and he's hearing my stories, he's doing music. But that's another part. That's gonna be another story after this. But I'm just saying, like, he was doing music, and the stories I was telling him, he was just like, yo, you need to make songs out of this. And I'm like, nah, I ain't no rapper. But like I said, that's another story, which is coming up. But he put your boy in a different mental, and it was just like, I can't thank him enough. And this is why I'm making this story now. And I made it tell you now. We can laugh about it now, but at the time, boy, I was ready to knock your head the fuck off. And I tell you that to this day, I was ready to knock your head the fuck off, dog. Like, you just don't know. But yeah, man, you my boy, and I just want you to know that. And it's story number 1, and I got more coming. So I hope y'all like this, and like I said, there's more to come. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out, y'all.